Hi, this is Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday. We are still in the beautiful land of Disney, so we hope you enjoy what we have to show you.
Hello everybody. So sorry Technique Tuesday is super late. I have been kind of out of commission with COVID, laryngitis, and ear infection, and now my asthma is acting up. So it's been a lot to kind of get things done here. But today we wanted to show you a technique that I found called teabag folding. It's a very odd technique to me. That would mean that we're like folding something into a tea bag, like kind of like a tea card. So like our tea card tutorials, which you've seen in the past, where you make like a little tea card holder. So I'm not really sure why this is called this. I might end up changing the name when I post it, but the original video that I saw, that was what it was called. And it was a very pretty card. So I figured, why not show it to you guys too? So we're using actually the fruit salad 6x6 paper from Stampin' Up. So I just pulled out 2 of our papers here. We have some watermelon looking paper. And to start off, I need to cut out 8 circles. So I have our Close to My Heart circle thin cut here. And I think I'm gonna use this size looks pretty good for what I want. So I'm gonna use the middle of the circles. So this is the 2-inch circle. So we are going to use our little mini die cutting and embossing machine here, and we're gonna cut 8 circles. All right, so once you have all 8 of your circles, I'm gonna flip 4 of them an opposite way. Then we need to do some bone folding. So you could either use a bone folder to do this, you could use a scoring tool. I think it's easier to just kind of fold your circles in half. The tutorial that I saw with this, they actually had scalloped circles, so you could do it with scalloped circles, you could do it with just plain circles. So you have a kind of an array of options. But what you want to do is you want to fold your circles in half each way. So you're going to kind of be making a cross. So do that with all of your circles, and then I will show you the next thing we do. All right, so once you have all of those folded, then you are going to take one of the sides and see how I'm kind of taking it just on the one edge, and then I'm folding it down like that. So we're gonna do that to both of the bottom edges. Like that. So you kind of get a pattern looking like that. Then we're gonna flip it over to the other side, and then you're going to take that fold and fold it in like this. So you're going towards that middle center line for this fold, and we're folding our lines down like that. And there we go. That one just needed a little bit of help. So see we have a pattern like that. So with the opposite pattern, we are going to get, this is why we're doing kind of 4 on each pattern with like the double-sided paper. So ready, watch. See how by doing this, I now have 2 different patterns. So you wanna do that for all 8 of your pieces here. All right, so now that we have all 8 of our pieces here, let me get a card base. All right, so I took this bluer card base from Stampin' Up because I think it's very springy. So I like that look for the mixture of our watermelons here. So I've got some tear tape. Just gonna put a little bit on the back of each of these. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 of them first. So all that have the same pattern. So I'm just grabbing these 4 to begin with. And I'm going to start. Let me take actually 2 of them. And I'm just going to center this into the card. And we're going to go right on top of one another, just like that. And then the 2 sides are also going to meet like this. So you're actually going to make a cross, which this, first of all, would also make a very pretty cross if you just left them like this. If you needed like a communion or a graduation card, like look how pretty that is. But because that's not what we are aiming for today, even though it is a very pretty card, we are going to then take the rest of the pieces and fit them into the spaces. And look how beautiful that pattern that we just created is. So it's a little bit 3D. You can always put a sentiment or something in the middle. But I actually have this embossing folder with other little watermelons. So I'm going to emboss a watermelon really quickly. And we're going to place that on top. So let's do that quick. So I decided to emboss 2 of the watermelons, and then I did it on both sides of the paper. I trimmed them down a little bit so you can see that I made that design right there. And then I put them on black cardstock. We popped them into the middle. One of them I put on the inside of the card. And now I'm just using some stickles to make that middle one really pop and adding some black to make some seeds. So there you have it. You've got a cute little card now that kind of has a little pop on the inside. And then we've got that extra little one. That was just because I had that embossing folder, which I thought worked perfectly. So you could always have a sentiment here or something. But this would be really cute for like a hello summer, happy graduation. You know, you could use this really for anything. This design and pattern looks really cool. You can use it with like Christmas papers, birthday papers, anything really. But you kind of got that nice pop. So if see like that's sticking up a little bit, that's kind of how it is because we didn't glue any of those. If you want to glue them down, you're more than welcome to, but it kind of gives you that fun pop vibe. So all right, I hope you like this technique. Sorry once again that it is late, but we'll see you again on Tuesday.
Did you start recording?
No, I did.
Hello, this is Adele and April from Technique Tuesday.
Another one bites the dust, and this becomes a cat toy.